craving. Uh, man. Distinguishing the difference between conspiracy theory, conspiracy fact, and conspiracy fiction. Because all these things, they're out here. You got them all the time, man. You got like a conspiracy theory would be a conspiracy theory. Actually, a conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy theory. It was a theory of the official story of 9/11 is actually a theory that the government concocted, but it's a false theory. So it's actually, that would be conspiracy fiction as well. So another great example of conspiracy fiction would be Dan Brown and his Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons. That's conspiracy fiction, even though it might be based to some extent on certain truths and untruths alike. That's what makes it a total fiction, because it's a fictionalization of certain real things, but it's more fiction than it is fact. So though it does it does leak out certain things that it wants you to believe, but here's another thing. A conspiracy fiction also is that Oswald killed JFK, because it's just, if you look at that shit, there's just too many coincidences. It's not that simple. Period. So I mean, that's why you can just say that's conspiracy fiction. Even if the dude was somehow responsible, there was other people looking the other way. There was a setup, man. That was a setup, wet up operation. Period. I mean, you don't have to know all the details, but you just know it isn't. If that's what they said happened, that ain't what happened. You can rest assured, certainly, that's what's up. All right, now, like Roswell, that is a conspiracy fact. Something fell out the sky. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of fiction and theories that come about what that actually was. Like some people say it was an alien. Other people will say it was Deglaka, technology from that the U.S. stole from the Nazis, or they had the Nazis over here maybe at that time already under paperclip, giving up the technology that they was working on over there in Germany, potentially. Or it could be straight up extraterrestrial. I mean, that's where theorizing comes. You know how I said it could be this or it could be that. You're pretty much certainly at that point, you're looking at that's a theory. You know what I'm saying? It might not necessarily be fiction, but theory becomes fiction very easily. But a conspiracy fact is a fact, period. There's no debunking it, no disputing it. Anything that was lying or contrary to that. See, when dealing with conspiracies, the thing about what makes something a conspiracy, it's an organized effort to lie, cover up, to do something. It's covert, man. It's, so you're dealing in that area off Jump Street. When as soon as you mention the word conspiracy, you jump off into that territory of double agents. You know what I'm saying? And double crossing, and you know what I'm saying? And dropping off and picking up packages and shit. Weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit you wouldn't notice even if you did see it. That's what makes it what it is. So, I mean, when you study it, it's a real tricky subject to pinpoint, because one of the ways that you make something hideable is that you put all these false leads out that you can rest assured that these false leads are going to lead people off from being able to find the truth real quick, because you're going to make these false leads easy to find. So therefore, by flooding everything out there with a false lead, you make people give them this false sense of security that they know they're in the know, but in all actuality, that was leaked to you, and you're still in that on a need to know basis. So it's like, for instance, in the Bible, the word conspiracy is at least mentioned 10 times. Each one of the prophets talked about how they started to sense there was conspiracy to assassinate them. You know, where the religious people that they were prophesying against started getting angry. Like, dude, this guy is messing up our hustle. And so they started plotting to kill him. Same thing with in the Gospels about Jesus. Before Jesus died, there was a conspiracy. It was a plot to murder him, actually. You know, I mean, that's not all conspiracies are actual plots to assassinate or murder or set someone up in a certain position to where you get them murdered by another means than your own hand. But so you can look like you were innocent, that's still murder. That's even worse kind. That's the worst kind of murder, is where you actually set someone up, you know, from an outside location. You set someone else up, but you try to make it look like you didn't do it. That's the worst kind of murder there is. You know what I'm saying? That's but and then it also says that there was a conspiracy by the Pharisee to spread the I think they said the Pharisee paid the Romans to spread rumors that that Jesus, that his disciples, it was a clever plot to hide Jesus's body and his true identity and all this and that. And this is where Angel and Demons picks up off of that same conspiracy, because it says Jesus's bloodline went on and exists. So it's the same conspiracy that was put in the Bible. So it's the Bible warned you about Dan Brown and this Holy Grail King Arthurian Knights propaganda stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean that's what the Nazis did. Basically, they took a couple religions, religious texts, and made a new amalgamation of different tales. And it was totally fairy tales. But these, I mean, to some extent, maybe not all the way. It wasn't total fairy tale, but it was an amalgamation of different